This is a public safety.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Celtic Way YouTube channel, X page, and Facebook page. My name is Ryan McGinley. I'm delighted to be joined on my own, actually, at Somerset Park for Ayr United versus Celtic. It's Brendan Rodgers versus Scott Brown in the management roles, and yeah, it should be an interesting game. If I could just go through the teams. First of all, Scott Bain starts in goals, Josh Deddy, Stephen Welsh, Mike Nawrowski, and Yuki Kobayashi. The midfield is Tomoki Iwata, Odin Thiago Holm, and Kyle Ure. And then the front three is Andrew Kyle, Kyogo Furuhashi, and Nicholas Kuhn. Get your comments in, everybody. Get your pre-match predictions in as well, and I'll try and read out as many as we can. The substitutes today are Toby Oluwayemi, Josh Clark, Hyunjin Yang, Hyungwoo Oh, Hyuk Kwon, Bosun Lawal, Mitchell Frame, Dane Murray, Lenny Agbear, Jude Bonner, Colby Donovan, and Thomas Hatton. So yeah, it's a very young team, mixed with a couple of experienced players too, but on the face of it, a very young team. Hazel Finn is always in there, and she's the first one in the comments section. Really interesting lineup. Yeah, I agree. There's some really interesting players to watch today, particularly Kyle. Not a player that I've actually heard of, but it should be an interesting one. Probably a young Scottish talent out making his debut for the club alongside Nicholas Kuhn on the wide position. Anthony Aitken comes in, says that's a shocking team, guys. What's going on? It's a youth team, but it's the first game of the season, first game of pre-season as well. So yeah, a very much a changed side, but one that Brendan Rodgers will be looking at, and maybe players to maybe make an impact in this game, and both this game and the Queen's Park game. Before I get in and talking about more players and a bit more info, I would just like to thank tonight's sponsors and the sponsors for all of our videos, MPH Boilers and Weissman. Let's take a moment. Looking for a winning heating solution for your home, MPH Boilers is your go-to team. As an award-winning family-run business serving all of mainland Scotland, they bring the best in inland boiler installations and servicing. Partnered with Weissman, known for their top-notch German engineering boilers, MPH Boilers ensures your home stays warm and efficient all year round. Visit www.mphboilers.co.uk for more details, and all of their links are in the description, and we thank them for sponsoring this video. As you can hear, yes sir, I can boogie's on in the background. I'm not sure how much you can hear of me actually, but I'm hoping that you can hear me loud and clear. Alexander Cortrell says, I'm happy that Mike Nawrowski plays. Me too. Looking forward to seeing him alongside Stephen Welsh in that back line. Two players that have had injuries for basically the whole of last season. They didn't have a clear run at the team at any point last season. It's good to see the two of them back in for pre-season. Probably get a week and a half's training, and they're ready for this game. We're not actually sure what formation Celtic will be playing tonight. It could be three at the back with two wing backs, or they could be playing with a normal four at the back. Josh Deddy, we know, is a left back. It seems as if Kobayashi might be playing right back either there, or Tomoki might be playing it right back too. As you know, it's in picture format. I decided to go with the four rather than the three and the two wing backs, so we'll see what happens. First Cut says Champions League ready. I don't think this team would be coming out for the Champions League, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Mappy says this should be fun. Fighting Irish 1969 says the Celtic team looks like a trial for Ayr United. Well, Brendan did say he was in Brunei. He was with Brunei and Spain. It's going to be an interesting game with the players that are in the team. You look at players in particular like Odin Thiago Holm, Tomoki Iwata, Kyle Ure as well in the midfield. These are guys that are desperate to to get an opportunity and take their chance in the first team. So if they don't take their chance, more than likely they'll be out on loan or maybe even leave the club permanently. But not just players like that, players like Kuhn as well, who just only joined the club 6-7 months ago. This is his big chance in pre-season to get a big run of games under his belt, go to America, go to the US, play those 3 games, and then be ready for the start of the season. It's going to be a congested fixture list. He's going to get game time, as is James Forrest, other guys like that guys like Dyson Maeda too. So yeah, it's imperative that he takes that chance and shows what he can do tonight. I think one of the main storylines tonight is the fact that Brendan Rodgers is going to be taking on Scott Brown for the first time tonight as a manager. He obviously had him as his captain when he was at Celtic the first time around from 2016 to the start of 2019. Scott Brown's carved his own path. He's moved to Fleetwood. He had a good first season there, not so good second, and then moved to Ayr United following his dismissal at Fleetwood Town. A good stable first season, at Ayr United, but he'll be looking to push on with a bit of investment. The reason why Celtic are playing, obviously, is because of the new stand being erected, and this is a celebration as well. Apologies for the noise in the background, where we are at odds with the crowd and the PA system too. Let me have a wee look at some of the other comments that are coming in. Yes, Eddie's an 18-year-old left back, but I think he can play right back too. Hail from sunny Spain, troops. That's what Ewan Boy Martin is saying. Surely it's better weather than it is just now. It's nice and clear just now, but at the same time, it's getting a bit chilly, and it will get chilly later, you would imagine. Look, get your score predictions in the comment section, and we'll try our hardest to bring up as many as you can. In fact, if you put in your comments, I will do my best to read them out, because it's just me on my own. Tony's back; he'll be back on Monday morning. But for now, it's just me. I'm not sure if Hamish is coming on. He was saying that he could potentially come on, but he's we'll wait and see to see if he comes on. David Sindedi's 18 years old. He'll reigning in Scotland. I'm not going to use the other word that you used. How many subs? Hazel's asking, can they use, as this is a friendly, as many subs as they want. The only thing is they can't bring players back on once they've been taken off the pitch. So, yeah, you would expect to see as many of those players on the bench as possible, out with maybe the goalkeepers, because it's Josh Clark and Toby Oluwayemi. Players like Yang, players like O has been linked quite heavily with a link away, with a move away to Genk in Belgium. But for now, he's on the subs bench, and he might make an appearance later on tonight. I think the fact that he's not playing tonight and Kyogo's starting tells you all about the squad depth in the team, or the squad hierarchy, and the fact that Kyogo's still starting. He's had a week's training, and he'll be ready to go. As you can hear in the background, there's a big cheer because the PA, the announcer, was shouting out Kyogo. Who else? Alistair Jacks coming in saying, big game for Kuhn, 3-1 Celtic. Get your score predictions in the comment section, and I'll try and bring up as many as I can. So as I was talking about before, the squad tonight is Scott Bain in goals, Josh Deddy, Stephen Welsh, Mike Nawrowski, and Yuki Kobayashi. The midfield is Tomoki, Odin Thiago Holm, and Kyle Ure. And it is Andrew Kyle, Nicholas Kuhn, and Kyogo Furuhashi up front. The subs tonight are Toby Oluwayemi, Josh Clark, Hyunjun Yang, Youngyu Oh, Kyogo Kwon, Bosun Lawal, Mitchell Frame, Dane Murray, Lenny Agbear, Jude Bonner, Colby Donovan, and Thomas Hatton. Sheena O'Shea asks, what happens if Bain gets injured tonight? Well, he is the first choice at this moment in time. It will be probably Toby Oluwayemi or Josh Clark that gets brought on. Josh Clark, of course, had that second half. He had that second half of the season at Ayr United. Brendan Rodgers is a fan of him, and so is Scott Brown. He was talking him up at the end of the season. Hazel Finn comes in, says 4-1 to Celtic. Can I watch this game on any of the channels? It's currently on Celtic TV. Celtic TV have exclusive coverage, so if you get a Celtic TV link, you'll be able to watch the game. I'm at the game just now currently. David says Bain is gearing up for the Champions League. I hope there's another first choice goalkeeper that comes in who will be that number one goalkeeper. It'll be interesting to see who does get brought in. There's been talk about Peter Vindal Jensen. There's also been talk about Mvogo from France, who is in the Swiss national team at this moment in time. He might even get a game tomorrow, who knows. Alistair Jack saying, you speaking to Rodgers after the game? I will try and attempt to speak to Rodgers after the game. If he is doing a press conference, I'm sure he will be, between that and a player after the game. I even get to speak to Scott Brown, the legendary former Celtic captain and current Ayr United boss, Scott Brown. If he speaks to the media, I'll do my best to talk to him and see what is going on with regard to his team and ahead of the new season. Fighting Irish also comes in and talks about the O situation. It's a tad concerning that O is in the squad if he's allegedly going to Genk. Why would you risk him getting injured if he's on his way out? I was thinking that myself. If he wasn't in the team, then I would think that maybe there would be a move in the offing, but he's on the bench. Maybe they are still taking they're taking no risks with the player, but at the same time they're going to give him game time. Injuries happen in any game. You would hope that even if he did get a knock, it wouldn't put off Genk from buying the player on a permanent deal or on a loan. It looks as if his future is going to be elsewhere. But yeah, just talking about the young players that are currently going to be making one of their first appearances for Celtic tonight. Kyle Ure, Andrew Kyle, as I spoke about earlier. Potentially, Dane Murray comes back into the team. I know he played against Midtjylland. I think that was 3 years ago now, but he's now back. His injury troubles are behind him, and he'll be able to hopefully get a run out in the second half or earlier if an injury does happen. Hopefully that does not happen in the game. Lenny Agbear, who's been in the B team, Jude Bonner, Colby Donovan and Thomas Hatton, all of those players will be looking to make an impact in the first team tonight on this pre-season game and the game against Queen's Park as well. Kyle Rattigan says, I think he's just going to stay on the bench for most of the game. He might just be cover, or he might come on and make an impact in the second half of the game. What is the crowd looking like? Asks David. Good atmosphere at Somerset Park. Is the sun shining? I can't see the sun from here because I'm under the roof at this moment in time. I think the sun will be set by now, but it's a good crowd. Yeah, there's plenty of Celtic fans on both sides. There's Ayr United fans directly in front of me, as well as right next to me to the left. But it's looking like it's going to be near enough a full house tonight. I know there was plenty of tickets sold for this game. I think everybody's enjoying the football in the Euros, but they want the proper stuff back. They want the Scottish football back, and this is a good chance for Celtic to travel to a ground, come up against Scott Brown's team, and maybe bring in some funds as well. You know, they've brought in a new stand, so they'll be looking to pay that off as well, and hopefully that'll go away to selling to getting some money back for that stand. So yeah. So it's been 11 minutes in, and the kickoff is getting ever so closer. So I'm going to leave the stream just now and catch you all after the game. As I said, thank you very much to everyone for watching. Thank you to MPH Boilers for sponsoring this video, as well as Weissman. A quick reminder to subscribe to the Celtic Way website. £4 for 4 months of top quality journalism covering the club you love. Visit www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe for more information. On there will be instant analysis from me right after full time, as well as pieces from before, such as the OBV review from Alan Morrison, as well as more things over the weekend. I've been Ryan McGinley. Enjoy the game wherever you're watching it, whether you're watching it in Scotland or further afield, and I will catch you all after the game. Cheers.